Hey everyone, welcome back. So today is Tuesday. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of good news today. Bitcoin's down, markets were down for the most part. We have some bad story about Marathon. We got some story about miners selling BTC possibly also. There's a lot of obviously pressure on Bitcoin itself to go down because of everybody selling. But we'll get into that. So we'll get into Bitcoin here really quick. We'll get into the miners, see how they did today, and then we'll get into the two stories and we'll take a look at Marathon with the new story and what it actually means for what they possibly made in June. So as always, you guys know the drill here. Not financial advice. Do your own research, please. I'm investing in the following coins and companies for full disclosure, and let's get into Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, I spoke about it yesterday in the video. I said that I was seeing in the short term a bearish pattern here a little bit on the 1 hour chart. And we're still seeing that happening right now. I checked it this afternoon a little bit here, and I still saw a bearish pattern happening here between 2200 and of yesterday and 10 o'clock today. We could see that the price was coming down while the RSI was flat. We also saw it here between June 22nd at 3 o'clock in the morning and basically June 28th at 3 o'clock in the morning as well. RSI has been flat, Bitcoin price has been coming down, and we are down at 20,312. So when I spoke about it yesterday, we were looking at this over here. We did obviously come down a little bit more from where I had it marked here at around 20,600. We came down a little bit, bounced from it, but then we continued falling throughout. And until I see a significant change in pattern where the RSI is either flat, price is going up, or we're seeing both, RSI coming down and price coming up, we're kind of in a bearish pattern right now. And it might be because, miners are selling, others are selling as well. And we got the FUD obviously with Celsius, the what's the other one? Three Arrows Capital as well, and some other ones. So there's a lot of uncertainty right now in the market, but we'll see how it goes. So Bitcoin's at 20,315 right now. I think we may be falling down a little bit more here on the price. Looking at it just now, I can see that we are about the same price as we were prior here. RSI was at 31. RSI has gone up. So I think there's going to be a little bit more selling pressure coming down on Bitcoin. Ethereum obviously is at 1,146 right now. It has been following suit as Bitcoin as well. And right now we can see RSI here has flattened out over a period here, but we can see that price was up higher and we are lower here. So we possibly could be going down a little bit more before we get into that oversold territory under 30. And then we may have a bounce after that, but we'll see how that plays out. But right now it's not looking bullish. On it, let's take a look at the miners, see how they did today. And it wasn't a good day for the miners. Annie was down 9.09% to 61 cents, up a little bit in the after hours right now. And it reached a new 52-week low today at 61 cents. Argo was down 1.09% to 45 cents. Bit Digital was down 5.73% to $1.48. Flat in the after hours right now. Bitfarms was down 8.63% to $1.27. So it reached a new 52-week low on it. And it's up a little bit in the after hours now to $1.32. CleanSpark was down 7% to $4.21, up a little bit in the after hours to $4.27. Core was down 6.32% to $1.75, down even more in the after hours to $1.69. It hit a new 52-week low of $1.68 today. DigiHost was down 1.69% to $1.16. And for some reason, it's up nicely, almost 10%, 9.5% in the after hours to $1.27. DMG was down 3.14% to 19 cents. Hive blockchain was down 8.14% to $3.16, down a little bit more in the after hours to $3.14. Hut 8 was down 9.26% to $1.47, up a little bit in the after hours to $1.50. It hit a new 52-week low today of $1.45. Iris Energy was down 9.36% to $3.10, down a little bit in the after hours to $3.09. Luxfolio was actually up today, 6.92% to 10 cents. Marathon was down 6.13% to $6.43, down a little bit more in the after hours, another 2.8% to $6.25, and it is getting close to that 52-week low here of $6.12. Mawson was down 9.17% to $1.09. It is obviously reached a new 52-week low today of $1.08. Riot was down 2.66% to $4.76, up a little bit in the after hours to $4.80. And lastly, Stronghold was down 1.63% today to $1.81, and after hours down a little bit more to $1.76. So not a good day in the markets, obviously, for Bitcoin and the miners. And let's take a look at some of the stories that we have here, and we'll call it a day. So this is from Bitcoin.com. A report: 4 billion in Bitcoin mining loans are in distress. JP Morgan analyst says price pressure stems from miner sales. And this is actually pretty interesting here. So cryptocurrency-related lending has become a black smudge for the industry these days. And according to a recent report, Bitcoin's low price has put billions in mining loans under stress. The report, which quotes the co-founder of mining company Luxor Technologies, Ethan Vera, says that roughly 4 billion in loans backed by crypto mining rigs are extremely close to running at risk of default. And that is obviously pretty scary. I would have to go back and look at the press releases for some of these guys, but I do believe a couple of them do have loans that are backed by their miners. But I would have to take a look. I don't know off the top of my head exactly who they are. If you do know, comment down below. But that is obviously a concern there, so that's why I'm really interested to see June production numbers to see who was actually selling in June their BTC holdings. I'm thinking there's going to be quite a few of them possibly that did sell. So an analyst says miners are nervous about their loan books, and they should be, right? I mean, Bitcoin has fallen quite a bit from even January and November, and we fell even more within just this month alone. We fell like 20% or something like that. So Luxor's Ethan Vera estimates that around 4 billion in loans backed by mining rigs are under stress. They are nervous about their loan books, especially those with high collateral ratios. So we'll have to do a little digging into this to see who actually got loans backed by their miners. And then this is kind of scary part here too. So using current BTC exchange rates, only 14 SHA-256 based mining rigs are profitable with an electrical cost of around 5 cents per kilowatt hour. According to ASIC Miner Value Statistics, the top mining machines manufactured by Bitmain and MicroBT gather between $2 to around $4.50 per day with an electrical cost of around 5 cents per kilowatt hour. I think some of the miners here are probably a little bit less than 5 cents, I would imagine. They're a lot bigger, so I'm guessing they're getting a little bit better deal on it than like normal miners would, small miners would get. The best I could get when I was still operating a mining farm, but the best I could get was 6.5 cents, and that was 2 years ago. Now I'm lucky to get if I can get even 8 cents on power, so it is tough obviously out there. The report also notes that miners are selling BTC to bolster operational costs, and it highlighted that May, Core Scientific obviously sold over 2,000 BTC for operational expenses. We also know that Bitfarms has sold about 3,000 in total to, I think, cover their BTC-backed loans that they had. I think they may have been forced to do that. I don't know for sure. That's just my guesstimate there. And then Bitcoin miners, broadly speaking, are feeling the pain. Luke J., head of lending at Galaxy Digital, detailed in the report, a lot of operations have become net IRR negative at these levels. Machine values have plummeted and are still in the price discovery mode, which is compounded by volatile energy prices and limited supply of rack space, which is all true. We've obviously seen Bitmain, Canaan lower their pricing on new miners by 47%, and Canaan's space. Canaan did that. How do you pronounce it? Canaan? But they obviously did it like 47% price drop on it. Bitmain also did something similar to that. So we are obviously seeing a lot of pressure from the miner manufacturers to lower the cost on the miners, on the ASICs. And then JP Morgan analyst says Bitcoin miners continue to put pressure on the price. Traditionally during bear markets, Bitcoin miners are forced to sell off holdings, which put even more pressure on the price. Another report quoting JP Morgan analyst Nicholas P. explained that Bitcoin miners that need to sell will keep weight on the current down pressure affecting BTC markets in the recent times. And unfortunately, I think that is also the case as well. But this is why I am such a strong proponent of not selling until you hit the lows. Selling it every month, a portion, whether it's 30%, 40%, 50%, whatever that portion is, selling and hodling. I think the miners should be doing it every month. That way you dollar cost average into your sales. When the price is going up, you're doing great. Price coming down, you're not doing so great, but you also don't have to sell at a very low cost, which is unfortunately what a lot of the miners are doing. And that's why I'm going to keep saying this until I'm blue in the face. Sell the BTC monthly on a regular basis, whatever that percentage may be. I think that is the best strategy going forward. Bitcoin miners have been net distributors since the recent sell-off. The team of on-chain analysts at Glassnode detailed on June 2nd, miners' balances have recently declined at a peak rate of about 5,000 to 8,000 BTC per month, which is about 150 million to 240 million at 30,000. We're obviously lower than that. We're at 20,000 right now. And during the past few weeks, a handful of crypto lenders have also been under severe stress and some are dealing with liquidations. The crypto lender Celsius has been under the crypto community's scrutiny for alleged liquidations and rumors about restructuring and insolvency, right? So we've covered them before. We know that that's an issue. The other one is obviously Three Arrows Capital. They're going through a hard time right now, and that was part of Voyager Digital. They loaned out some USDC and some BTC to them, and they're obviously going to be hurting as well. So it's kind of a little bit of a domino effect here going on. And then obviously loans tied to the BTC mining industry may force miners to sell even more BTC if prices go lower than today's current exchange rates. And obviously we may see that from Marathon here, which I wouldn't be surprised if we see that based on the next story that we're going to talk about here. So Marathon, they just can't catch a break here with getting their miners installed or having good power from their Hardin facility in Montana. They just keep having issues with that power plant there, and it is killing them. I wouldn't be surprised to see the price possibly fall tomorrow a little bit on Marathon stock, but we'll see how it goes. People might be giving them the benefit of the doubt, but here's the story. So Marathon put this out today at approximately, let's see, what time did they put that out at? Right, well, looks like after the close here on the market at 3:05. So Marathon today disclosed that as a result of a storm that passed through Hardin, Montana, earlier this month, the company's mining operations in the region are currently without power and likely to remain offline until the damaged power generating facility can be repaired. Okay, so that's obviously a tough one since they had a lot of miners there. I think the majority of their miners were over there right now. They're still working with, what is that one? I'm drawing a blank right now. It's the Compute North. They're working with Compute North to get miners installed in Texas, other parts of the country as well, right by the grids. And that hasn't been planned out for them well, mainly because they're still waiting on tax exemption on the power that they're buying. So it's a mess there. They're still working on that. So that's obviously putting a lot of strain on them for not getting miners installed or at least powered, energized. And then based on the latest inspection reports, Marathon's miners in Montana may have sufficient power to come back online in a reduced capacity as early as the first week of July. And they've been actually off since June 11th. So on Saturday, June 11th, a severe storm passed through the town of Hardin, damaging several structures, including the power generating facility that supplies Marathon's Bitcoin mining operations with power. And according to the findings of the inspection, the plant's cooling towers are in need of repair. Initial electrical tests of Marathon's miners have been positive, so that's at least a good thing, indicating that the majority of the company's miners were not materially damaged by the storm. So that's at least a good thing. One of the concerns, obviously, with miners is getting a huge power spike and then frying the circuit boards or the miners themselves. So that's actually a good thing. Obviously, I would hope that they have insurance if that happened, but it's not good nonetheless. So while repairs are ongoing in Montana, Marathon has pointed its remaining active miners, representing approximately 0.6 exahash. Ouch. They were at, I believe, 3 point something, so that is a huge decrease on that. So they pointed those away from the company's mining pool, Marapool, which some have obviously, some of you guys, I don't know who exactly, but somebody posted on Twitter that for like 10 days they weren't getting any rewards, and now we know why. So, and towards a third-party mining pool in order to increase the probability of earning Bitcoin, which is fine. Pretty much have no choice doing it that way. At 6 exahash, you're better off going with a larger pool where you at least can split the profitability between all the miners on that pool. Prior to the storm, the 30,000 miners Marathon had deployed in Montana represented over 75% of the company's active fleet. So that's a lot of miners there. With these miners offline, Marathon's Bitcoin production is expected to be significantly reduced until repairs to the power generating facility in Montana can be completed, or until the miners are relocated to a new facility, which they have said before that they are working on getting those miners out of that facility. But they're obviously having a hard time with Compute North getting the proper paperwork completed and everything else. And then that was it on it. So obviously not good news for Marathon shareholders. It's going to be a big dip. We'll take a look at the numbers right now, but it's not looking good. I mean, you're almost at, I think, like a 60% cut from what they would have made in June to now what they're going to be making. So let's take a look at that. And here's what we got. So they were operating at basically 3.9 exahash. They were supposed to get about another 1.9, 1.8 exahash online with Compute North, getting that tax exemption finalized in order for them to start up the miners and basically connect to the power grid, whatever they got to do there. That was supposed to happen. That's not going to happen. So they're operating at 0.6 exahash, so 600 petahash right now, which is really, really bad. So looking back here, they've obviously had issues going back to April. They were operating 17 days roughly with the miners that they had at 3.8 exahash. And then in May, they were operating about 16.6 days from what I calculated to about 16.6 and about 3.9 exahash. And now, obviously, they're operating basically just for 11 days and then 600 petahash, possibly early in July, starting up sometime right now. So we have them for 11 days. So they are at, earning-wise, about 3.8 million compared to if they were at the full, was it 30 days in June? So if they were 30 days in June, so we had 3.8 compared to 10.4 million in June. So that is obviously a huge decrease right there. It's almost 60% decrease, if not a little bit more. So we have 11 days for June. That is obviously going to hurt them. I think it's going to hurt the stock price coming up. And going into July, obviously that's going to have an effect as well. We don't know when they're going to be getting those energized, when the rest of them are going to be energized. Right now they're at 600 petahash. So I may have to change some of the stuff around just to get them to 600 petahash basically. Excuse me. But yeah, it's not looking good. So that's obviously going to cut their earnings for the quarter quite a bit. If we look at it here, so they had 52 million basically in the first quarter. We're looking at approximately 23 million. So as you can see, April was about 11.2 million. And May was about 8.6 roughly. We have 8.5, 8.6, somewhere around there. And then June is obviously going to be 3.8. So a huge decrease from that. So they are not in a good place right now. They really have to get their act together, I think. So yeah, that's it. I wish those of you guys that are in Marathon right now, best of luck. Hopefully they get the stuff sorted out and they do get to where they want to be at the, where was it, 23 exahash mark. So I wish you guys all the best out there. If you're hodling, may not be a bad time to dollar cost average in. I see that the miners are still calming back down a little bit more, so I'm still looking to possibly get into some of the other miners, excuse me, as well as CleanSpark, not CleanSpark and Bitfarms, possibly looking to get more into those if they fall below a certain range for me. Last time I bought in, CleanSpark was $4.45 and Bitfarms was $1.35, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It was somewhere around there. So if they fall below $4 and $1, I'll probably pick up some more. Just a dollar cost average in, because I know once Bitcoin starts going back up, which we don't know when that's going to be, it could be a year, could be 2 years, the miners will end up doing pretty good unless the miners fold up shop, go belly up, which I don't think is going to happen. But there's always the possibility of that happening. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully we'll have some better news for you guys tomorrow, but we'll see. All right. So have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow.